Right, so if you saw my YouTube post, which I'm assuming a couple of you did, you'd have seen that I did go to the cup final on Sunday, but I lost pretty much half my footage from it. So if you're expecting one of those sort of vlog videos I do, I just can't do it. I haven't got enough. I haven't got enough material, which is it's a shame, because there's a good sort of 20 of you out there who do seem to watch them. So I guess instead I'm just gonna like chat about the day and the final and try and, I don't know, just give my thoughts on it. I've not really got much else to do this afternoon, so I might as well make a video on it. I mean, this channel is sort of built on the foundations laid by Carefree TV, which is obviously me being a loser in my bedroom talking about Chelsea and football. So this is, I guess, like a bit more of a return to that. So all you old school subscribers might actually quite enjoy this. Going into the game, there's a real air of uncertainty around the club with the whole whole Abramovich situation. We don't really know what's going on. That statement was really strange and vague by the club. Both statements actually about the crisis in Ukraine. I mean, the Chelsea Charity Foundation, whatever it is, I've never heard of it before. I've heard of a few of the supposed members of it, but I don't know. I hope it's just him trying to sort of protect himself and protect the club, and he isn't leaving, or the club is no longer at risk of being sort of seized, because whether we like it or not, he has sort of pretty much built our club, and pretty much every single bit of success in my lifetime, well, in the majority of my lifetime, has been built off Roman Abramovich's money and the money he's invested. So hopefully it's all okay, and we're going to be fine. That's as much I'm going to go into it, because I mean, I'm not going to give my thoughts on the Ukraine situation, because I just severely fucking hope people aren't tuning into the Rory Football YouTube channel for geopolitical commentary. So yeah, but in terms of just how it relates to Chelsea, I think going into the final with that statement dropping, I think the night before, just felt weird and a bit worrying. But it all seems somewhat under control. That's until obviously the stadium gets fucking nuked or whatever. The day itself was kind of weird. I've been to Wembley a lot, and particularly recently. But people who've devout followers of this channel have seen my FA Cup final video from last year and my video about the Euro 2020 tournament know that I do work at Wembley. And so while I've been to a lot of games there recently, I haven't been as a fan and had the whole sort of fan experience for, I actually can't off the top of my head remember, quite possibly the League Cup final in 2018 under Sarri, I think might have been my last fan visit. I'm not sure, because we didn't make it there under Lampard with fans. So yeah, that's the last time. And so going to all the old the pubs and going down Wembley Way and stuff, all the stuff I've mostly lost footage for, was quite exciting. We went to the Torch pub before, which is like the main pub for that side of Wembley. It's divvy and sort of cringy a lot of the time at these sort of pubs, because everyone's singing and throwing celery and whatnot. But I kind of sort of feel compelled to go there, because it's kind of where you're going to bump into the most amount of people you're right by the ground, etc., etc. That's all great and all part of the day. But in the pub, I didn't see anyone, bar the mates I went with, I didn't see anyone I recognised, which is strange. And it's actually a theme of this season. I think post-lockdown, there's a lot of new faces appearing at Chelsea, and they don't really know how to behave, if that makes sense. They're always, I don't know. I don't want to sort of, be the sort of dictator on how to behave at football or how to support your football team, but there's a real sense of like a new breed of fans that have come in post lockdown. And I'm not talking sort of 15, 16-year-olds who have, you know, finally got the money and independence to go to games. Those people are always going to be throwing beer about and singing stupid songs and just generally being a bit annoying. Like, I was like that at that age, but I'm talking like people, someone's in their mid-20s, 30s, just suddenly appearing out of nowhere. It's like, where the fuck have you been, like, past sort of 6 years and stuff? And, you know, I don't go enough to recognise everyone at a game. You know, I'm not going to say that I'm sort of trying gatekeep when I'm pretty part-time, I'd say, in my support, in terms of match-going support. But I go regularly enough on away games and stuff to know who's there each week. And I'm seeing people now who just didn't see before, and it's a different crowd. It feels a lot more stag doey and a lot more sort of lad bantery and less sort of moody and less Chelsea, to be honest. It feels like, yeah, like a darts event or something a lot of the time, and that's really annoying to me because I think Chelsea's a club to me which is quite a dark club. We're not a family club. We're not a fun club. We're quite harsh, I think, and I just feel like it's being diluted slightly and being a bit not what it is. And I just want a lot of them just to shut up. I'm in the pub, I'm trying to talk to my mates, which are, you know, trying to get served or whatever it is, and you're just hearing Tottenham get battered or the Gerrard song 50 times or fucking I don't know what's on, like the Solomon Kalou song. Like, just shut the fuck up. Kalou left however long ago it was. Why are you bringing him up before a cup final against Liverpool when we've got a whole set of, you know, brilliant players to support as it is? And then, yeah, I don't know. I feel like this is like a weird sort of thing which has been wearing me down for a while. But if you watch this and you've been going to Chelsea, just let me know if you've noticed it. I feel post lockdown and post Champions League win, there's been a real change in the demographic at Chelsea and the support base at Chelsea. I think a lot of people have stopped going, and a lot of new people are coming. But yeah, that was sort of pre-game in the pub. Got to the game, we're in the upper tier, sort of, you know, kind of above the corner flag. Pretty good view, pretty good seats. Wembley for me is not the best stadium. It's not my favourite stadium. The walk down Wembley Way and stuff, that's all great, and the occasion of being in a cup final is fantastic, but it's not a stadium where noise travels well. It's not a stadium where you can really get much atmosphere going. Like, I thought Liverpool fans were particularly poor, and I don't think we were particularly good either. Like, the Liverpool end had about one or two songs all game, and our end had about 50 mini songs going off at different parts, and you couldn't really hear what anyone was saying. So, you know, the atmosphere was pretty flat. But then again, I think another reason for that was that everyone was watching what was a brilliant game of football. I felt we played really well. We got our tactics spot on from Tuchel. Again, every time we play Liverpool at the moment, we do seem to be containing their attacking threat, as well as also posing a threat ourselves, which I think is really good. Against Man City this season, we've not really got close to him, but in all three games against Liverpool, I feel like you could argue we should have won. I think Edouard Mendy made one of the best saves I've ever seen live. He's not a player that I had any expectations for when we signed him, and he's a player which has taken a while to win me round. But you can't argue with what you're seeing right in front of you. He made an absolutely unbelievable save. He was very, very solid throughout the match, and fair play to him. I thought the three outstanding outfield players were Thiago Silva, who is quite possibly the best defender we ever had. I know obviously everyone's going to say John Terry for sort of sentimental reasons, but I think you can easily make a case for Thiago Silva. Just class, and at 37 or whatever he is, it is remarkable. Kovacic in midfield, again, just brilliant player. One of my favourite players in the squad at the moment. a player that's growing every single season, a player that's had to win over the fan base, because obviously we've got quite a old school traditional fan base at times when it comes to rating players, and they don't quite understand how good he is and what players like him offer. I think Jorginho is a similar one. But he was superb, and Kai Havertz again in a big game, stepping up, playing well, showing what you can do. So I can't really fault anyone in the team apart from probably Mason Mount. I thought Mason Mount was terrible, and I think people have got to grow up and admit he's fucking not good. Like, it's just, he's not good, and I know it's going to hurt people because they think he's like a sort of Lampard regen, but he is not a good footballer. He's not good enough to play for Chelsea, and I don't understand the favoritism around him, because he's like, we have so many great academy players coming through. It's not like he's the only one, and so we want to devote all our sentimentality towards him. We've got about 5 or 6 players who've come from our academy who are really, really good, and they don't get the protection and sort of fanboyness, if that's a word, around them like Mason Mount does. And it's really starting to annoy me, because he was put into side today, straight back in after injury, and when players have played well in his absence, and he cost us the game with 2 chances he should score, and he'll probably be back in the team, and you're not allowed to criticise him, because, you know, what's there to criticise about someone who, you know, is best mates with West Ham's captain? You know, like, West Ham, one of our biggest rivals, fucking best mates with their star boy. I don't know. He's winding me up a lot, Mason Mount, and I don't think he's good enough. So, yeah, that's that. Kepa is taking so much stick, which is stupid, because Mendy, if you know, no matter how you rate him as a keeper, whether you think he's brilliant or you don't think he's very good, the one sort of undeniable thing is that he is shit at penalties. I think he's only saved about 4 his whole career. All 4 of them are either miss hits or straight down the middle. And then you've got Kepa, who's I think Kepa this season has saved more penalties than Mendy has his whole career. It was the logical decision to make. Unfortunately, all of Liverpool's penalties were fantastic. Pretty much, he only really got close to the Chiarte one, and the Van Dijk one is the one which everyone's talking about. But when someone hits it that hard from that close, it is really it's difficult. And then for him to step up and take a penalty after not saving that many, and we know he's not the most mentally strong player, you know, taking it down their end, it was coming, and it's a shame, and it's gutting, because we played really well, and he's played really well throughout this run to the final. But yeah, it's just I don't know, it's disappointing, and it hurt. I think also you got to talk about the refereeing in it. VAR, I think everyone's kind of got the same opinion on VAR, so I'm not going to go into that. But the red card, or the lack of red card for Keita on Chalobah, I thought was, you know, I don't know, mate. I'm sure it's just sort of a like confirmation bias, and there's no real statistics that back this up. But I can't be the only one, and supporters of other teams will probably agree that when you play Man United or Liverpool, the 2 sort of establishment clubs in England, you do feel like you're playing against something else rather than just a team. You're not playing against, you know, you're not up against another set of fans and another set of players. You're up against something else, and something just, it's either it be luck or refereeing incompetence. You have to do twice as much to beat these teams, and it's sort of been the same every single time, and it's annoying, and it really, really pisses you off, especially like with Liverpool, who I consider in our top 3 rivalries, probably behind Tottenham level with Arsenal for me personally. So it really fucking hurts that we lost, and it's yeah, I don't know. I'm sure I'm not saying anything too out of the ordinary or anything that people aren't expecting me to say, but I don't know, with refereeing decisions and VAR working properly, we would have won the game. But Then again, the Matip goal probably was only disallowed because the idea of Joel Matip scoring a winner in a cup final is hilarious, and also feels very wrong because that goal seemed fine to me. So yeah, I don't know. As for the rest of the season, we've not really got much to play for in the league. We've still got the FA Cup, which we've got Luton, which is tomorrow in time of recording. I don't know if it's going to go out. It's going to be quite tough. They're going to be really up for it. But you would expect us to win. And then we've got second leg against Lille in the Champions League. And I think, we've got 2 more trophies left to fight for. The league, if we win our games in hand, then we're 10 points off Man City. But 10 points behind City is like 20 points off any other club, because their ability just to string 10 wins together and fucking walk, and fucking coast over the finish line is ridiculous. So I think we're not going to win the league. I think we'll finish third if we continue how we are, second if we up our game a bit and Liverpool drop off. And then the FA Cup, I think we've got a pretty good chance of winning, and I would love to get Liverpool and knock them out as sort of revenge for Sunday. And then Champions League, anything can happen in the Champions League. We've won the Champions League twice. First time we had no right to win it, and second time pretty much came from nowhere. It felt like we were a million miles off, and then we put in a brilliant run together and got a new manager, and everything was great. So I think I'm going to wrap this up. I've been sort of rambling on for a bit. I hope this sort of kind of compensates for not having a vlog. It's a bit old school. It's a bit sort of the sort of content I don't want to make on this channel. I don't see the point of me talking about football in a serious context, because what do I know about football? I've never played at a top level. I've not done my coaching badges. I've not done anything like that. So there's nothing I can really offer to the conversation. And also there's so much of this sort of match review content about. So I'm just going to probably not do this again. Hopefully be making some more videos soon. Subscribe if you haven't already. Check out the vlogs I have made. And if they're your kind of thing, then there will be more. Don't know when the next one will be. And also subscribe to my other channel, which I'll put a link in the description down below for, which is like a channel where I basically kind of talk about my other interests, mainly sort of sitcoms and indie music. So that's that. See you in a bit.
We're gonna play football, 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 on the